Hello children, how are you all? I hope you all are fine and taking care of your health. Today, I, your assistant teacher, Parul, will be teaching you Chapter 15 of your book Social Studies, Class 3rd. The topic is the Earth and the Solar System. So, as we can see and understand from the name itself, that this chapter deals with the Sun, 8 planets, asteroids, comets, and all other heavenly bodies that move around the Sun collectively form the solar system. These are the things make our solar system, and now we will study in detail about our solar system. So, let's start the chapter. First of all, we will try to understand about the solar system. As I already told you, the Sun, 8 planets, asteroids, comets, and all other heavenly bodies that move around the Sun collectively form the solar system. Because the Sun is at the center of the solar system and all other planets revolve around the Sun, means they move around the Sun. In short, the members of the solar system are the Sun, planets, satellites, asteroids, meteors and meteorites, and comets. Now again, the members of the solar system are the Sun, around which all the planets move. Why? As I told you earlier, because the Sun is at the center of the solar system. Planets, which revolve around the Sun, satellites, through which we get signals, asteroids, meteors and meteorites, and comets. All these make our solar system. So, this is the diagram of our solar system. If you see carefully in the center, what you are seeing, this is the Sun. And all 8 planets are moving around the Sun. And they are moving on their path. In this picture, you can see the lines, the circle is the path of the planets. The Sun, the nearest one is Venus and Mercury. Then comes Mars, before Mars, Earth, after Mars, Jupiter, then other planets are there, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, all other. So, you can see clearly in the picture that all the planets are moving or revolving around the Sun, as Sun is in the center of the solar system. So, the main points which we should learn and remember about the Sun are: the Sun lies at the center of the solar system. It is the huge ball of hot and burning gases. It is the largest celestial body in the solar system. It is the nearest star to the Earth. It is the greatest source of energy for the Earth, which means the Earth gets all the energy from the Sun, and Sun is a star, not a planet, and it is nearest to the Earth. The light from the Sun takes approximately 8 minutes and 20 seconds to reach the Earth. That's the time the light of the Sun, means sunlight, takes to reach the Earth. Our next topic is planets. The word planet is derived from the Greek word planetes, that originally means wanderer. Wanderer means someone who just keep moving here and there purposelessly. So, it originated from the Greek word planetes. The planets are solid heavenly bodies which revolve around the Sun in an elliptical orbit. The planet, except Venus and Uranus, move around the Sun from west to east direction, while Venus and Uranus move from east to west. There are 8 planets in the solar system. The planets do not have their own heat and light. They get heat and light from the Sun, which means only Sun is having its own heat and light. All other planets borrow it from the Sun. There are 8 planets in the solar system. The planets are solid heavenly bodies which revolve around the Sun in an elliptical orbit, as I already told you. Next is Mercury. It is the innermost, smallest and fastest moving planet of the solar system, which means it is inside the path. It is very small in size, smallest in comparison to other planets, and this one moves very fast, or this is the fastest moving planet in comparison to other planets. Mercury does not have any satellite. We can see it with our naked eyes in the morning or in evening twilight. It is the smallest planet of the solar system. Our next planet is Venus. It does not have any satellite like Uranus, like Mercury. It does not have any satellite. It is also known as morning and evening star. It rotates from east to west. It is the second planet from the Sun. Why? Because Mercury is the first planet from the Sun and Venus is the second planet from the Sun. Now, as you can see in the picture, this is the most beautiful planet we live on, and the name is Earth. It is also called blue planet because 3/4 of its surface is covered with water. It has one satellite called the Moon. It is a unique planet of the solar system. It is estimated that it was formed 4.54 billion years ago, which means it is very old too. It takes 365 days and 6 hours to complete one full round around the Sun and 24 hours to complete one rotation on its axis, which means the Earth rotates on its own axis, plus it moves around the Sun, which is called revolution. That movement around the Sun is called revolution, which Earth completes in 365 days and 6 hours, and it takes one rotation in 24 hours on its axis, and because of this rotation only day and night happens. It is the third planet from the Sun. The first two are Mercury and Venus. It is the unique planet of the solar system because it provides favorable conditions required for living. That's why we have life only on Earth. Why? Because water is there, which is required for life. Oxygen is there, which is must for plants as well as for living beings. So this is the only planet where life exists, though scientists are doing research and it is believed that there can be people on other planets also, but there is no solid proof of that till now. Earth is the only habitated planet which is habitated by humans. This beautiful planet is Mars. Children, as you can see, it looks red. That's why it is called red planet. because it assumes a brick-like color in the night sky, because of which it looks completely red. It has two satellites named Deimos and Phobos. What is the satellite of the Earth? Moon. In the same way, it has two satellites which are Deimos and Phobos. It is the fourth planet from the Sun and can be seen from the Earth with the naked eyes. Like the Earth, Mars has a thin atmosphere and polarized caps. Now comes our largest planet, which is Jupiter. Jupiter is the largest planet in the solar system. It has 63 satellites. Means India have one satellite, Moon, and Mars have two satellites, Deimos and Phobos, and Jupiter has 63 satellites. No other planet have this much satellites as Jupiter have. It is the fifth planet from the Sun. This beautiful planet with a ring around it is Saturn. It is the second largest planet in the solar system. Which is the first one? Jupiter. And the sixth planet from the Sun. It has about 22 satellites. Titan is the largest satellite. It can be seen with the naked eyes. The another name of Saturn is Titan. Now comes Uranus. It's blue in color and a very beautiful planet. Uranus revolves from east to west like Venus. It is the seventh planet from the Sun. It has about 17 satellites. It is one of the coldest planet and third largest planet. Which is the first one? Jupiter. Second one, Saturn or Titan. And the third one is Uranus. And because of its size, it is visible to naked eyes also. Our next planet is Neptune. This is slightly in dark blue color. Looks very pretty. It is the farthest and eighth planet from the Sun. It has 13 satellites. It is one of the coldest places in the solar system. The strongest winds flow here with speed at 21,000 km per hour. Just imagine. It is full of storms. Even now, if you see the picture, it seems like the planet is moving because the storms found on this planet are very fast. Very fast. Because of that, any life cannot survive there. Now comes the satellite. Satellite is a celestial body that moves around the planet in the same way as the planet moves around the Sun. Satellite rotates on its axis. They do not have their own light. They reflect the light of the Sun and appears as bright objects in the night sky, though they don't have any light of their own. Now comes the Moon, which is a natural satellite of Earth. The Moon is the Earth's natural satellite. Its diameter is 1/4 of the Earth. It appears so big because it is very close to the Earth. It is our closest celestial body. It is about 384,000 km away from the Earth. The Moon reflects the light of the Sun as it has no light of its own. It doesn't have light. It borrows light from the Sun and it reflects that. It does not have any atmosphere. We can see only one side of the Moon. The gravitational force of the Moon is 1/6 of the Earth. The person who weighs 100 kg will weigh only 16.6 kg on the moon because of the gravitational force. While moving around the sun, the moon appears in different shapes, sizes and positions. Full moon is known as Purnima, and when we cannot see the moon, it is called Amavasya. For example, we have Diwali on Amavasya. We can see full moon once in a month when the moon is in its all beauty, completely round. This full moon only we can say Purnima. On this day, the earth comes between the moon and the sun. We cannot see the moon a fortnight later of Purnima. Why? Because it is called new moon night or Amavasya, as I told you. This cycle of the phases of the moon is very useful for seafarers and fishermen. Why? Because they serve according to the phases of moon. Phases of moon tells that how many days they are surfing or in which direction they are. Now comes satellites, artificial or man-made satellites. We are using the word man-made because moon is natural satellite of the earth. But satellites are man-made also, which are artificial. An artificial satellite is a man-made machine that continuously revolves around the earth and other planets. Artificial satellites are used for a variety of purposes like to promote education and communication, collect and send back weather data and images of agricultural lands, forests and floods, etc. Sputnik 1 was the first artificial satellite launched by Soviet Union in 1957. Aryabhat, Bhaskara 1 and 2, Rohini 1 and 2, INSAT 1 and 2 and 3 are the main artificial satellite of India. So all the pictures we get of flood or a lot of rain or if a storm is there, all these data we get with the help of the satellites only, because these satellites keep an eye on the surface of the earth. Now comes asteroids and other celestial bodies. Asteroids are the group of tiny celestial bodies, tiny means very small in size, which is made up of rock and metal that revolves around the sun between the orbits of Mars and Jupiter, means between the path of Mars and Jupiter. Asteroids are also known as the planetoids or the minor planets because of their small size. So now comes meteors and meteorites. Meteors are known as the shooting stars. Have you seen in the sky falling star? Those are meteors only. They are the small celestial objects that enter the Earth's atmosphere and get burned due to heat production by friction against air. When these celestial bodies fall and enter in the Earth's atmosphere, so the force is so much that they get burnt, and the heat which is produced during this process, that creates friction against the air. Because of that, it shines. It flashes as a streak of light in the sky. Sometimes meteors do not burn completely. They land on the Earth's surface and create huge depressions and are known as meteorites. Huge depression means bade gadhe. It creates huge size holes in the surface, and what we get, the part which is not burned properly or completely, that is called meteorites. Next is comets. A comet is a shiny heavenly object made up of clumps of ice. Clumps means chunk, pieces, big pieces. They have bright head and a tail that always point away from the sun. The luminous tail is visible only when the comet's orbit passes close to the sun. Comets move around the sun in a regular orbit, which means they have a path on which they move. The most famous comet of our universe is Halley's Comet, that appears after every 76 years. Last time it was seen in 1986 and next time it will appear in 2062, which means we have to wait 42 more years to see it. Now comes the most beautiful thing, which is the stars. The tiny twinkling objects that appear in the night sky are called the stars. Each of the stars is far bigger than Earth, but they look like tiny dots because they are so far away. We all think the stars are very small, but this is not true. They are far bigger than Earth. Their size is much bigger than Earth, but they are very, very, very far away from us. So they look like very tiny dots because they are so far away. Otherwise they are very big in size. They have their own light and heat like sun. Most of the planets borrow the light and heat from sun, like moon borrow its light and heat from sun. But stars have their own light and heat. The universe has about 300 billion stars. Can you imagine? So many in number. All the stars move from east to west except pole star. Pole star is the only star which does not move from east to west. Now comes constellations. We see millions and millions of stars in the night sky. Some of them appear to be in groups, forming definite pattern, a particular pattern. So the group of stars that has a definite pattern is known as constellation. Definite pattern means if it is round or if it is square, a already decided pattern. Ursa Major, Big Bear, Ursa Minor, Small Bear, Saptarishi, 7 sages are the examples of constellation. These are the names we know the constellation. Saptarishi is a group of 7 stars that forms a part of the Ursa Major constellation. The pole star is also called the North Star because it always indicates the north direction. It always remains in the same position in the sky. Pole star never changes in the sky its place. That's why the fishermen and the surfers, sea surfers, always find the north with the help of the pole star. So, dear students, our chapter ends here. Now it is time for homework. Your today's homework is that you have to read the whole chapter again and try to find out new facts about the solar system and about the planet Earth we live on. There are a lot of facts you can learn about solar system on net. So try to use the internet properly and search more facts about planet. Thank you everyone for watching the video. Go through the video nicely. Write your name, class in the comment section.